What's up, family and friends? Welcome back to another edition of the Wrap Up Podcast, episode 57. Lenny B here. Got Reebok Rob. Who you got for 57, man?
I was just about to look it up because I have no idea.
Yeah, there's nobody that comes to mind right away that 57, yeah, would be. I don't even know
Let's
what
see.
we should
Let's
say
see.
like year 1957. What happened there? Shoot. Man,
We might have to start doing year, bro.
right.
Um, who wears number 57 in the NBA? Hilton Armstrong, my guy. Yes, sir. Don't you
Yeah.
remember him?
Absolutely
Big,
not.
big Hilt. No,
No.
I don't know. I don't know.
Right.
But yeah, number 57 in the MLB, Shane Bieber. Okay. That's Justin's uncle, I guess. Um, and then nah, that ain't us. And then the NFL, it was Dwight Stevenson. Oh,
Oh, now yeah.
Clay Matthews.
Oh, 57? Oh, I thought
57.
it was 56. But okay.
Tom Jackson, Mo Lewis. Thanks for believing in us.
Tom Jackson.
Tom Jackson.
Right.
That's an overrated one. That's an underrated joke. Now a lot of y'all ain't gonna get that, man.
Yeah,
So
at all. At all.
yeah, you know.
But while you
But
playing, Bart Scott was 57.
Bart Scott.
I would have to.
I love Bart, man.
I would have to give it to him. Maybe.
Yeah, I because who you was gonna say?
Yeah, I was about to say maybe whenever Teriyaki sees this, he'll probably like comment
Yeah, you
comment
gotta
somebody that we
abstract.
did that we didn't think of. But yeah, what's going on with you though, man? How's your week going since last Wednesday? Everything good?
It's a lot colder, man.
A lot
No,
colder.
it's not good. I don't enjoy the cold weather at all. If you can see how pasty my skin is, if you can see how dry my skin is,
Right.
if you can see how just it's terrible. Like
What's the temp there right now?
I woke up Monday morning and it was 38 degrees.
38.
Don't that sound great?
That don't sound great at all.
Sounds cold. It was ice cold. So yeah, and then Tuesday I think it was 42 when I woke up, and it's just too much. My sinuses have held out as long as they could. They punched me in the nose today, knocked the snot out of me. Um,
Yeah.
and
So
I popped a penny before.
right. So 38 morning weather, is that like ice on the windshields and stuff or not? Yeah. Oh man.
Ice on the windshield,
Mm-mm.
ice on the grass, ice in your. Never mind. Just yeah, it's a lot of. It's just a lot. It's just cold, man. And for there's this is gonna make you laugh. There is always somebody stupid, right?
Yeah.
There's always gonna be somebody that's gonna try and prove a point. Like, yeah, I used to live in Kentucky way back in 1970. This isn't cold. I know cold.
Right.
And then they're gonna show up in shorts and a tank top.
Of course, they gotta prove that. Yeah.
They gotta prove that I'm warmer than you.
Listen, 38-degree weather in Florida and 38-degree in Montana is the same 38. It's
Yeah.
cold. So like you don't have to prove it to me, baby. Like it's cold. It's okay. I do get it. I do get it up north. it's colder, so you've probably experienced the
Yeah.
teens and stuff like that. I get it, but 38 is still cold.
It's cold anywhere you go.
Yeah.
And I don't want that to get lost on anybody. You're not more of a man than me because you can brave the elements harder. You know what I mean? And it's oh,
You're
this,
not man
this you
enough.
want to know? Yeah, you're not man. That's what they really want to say,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And
100%.
the particular dude in question was just like, yeah, like he just shows up with
Right.
a smirk on his face.
Yeah.
Good morning.
So, I mean, cold weather, kind of those dark mornings. You got to have something in the tape deck to kind of get you through that. You got anything?
Man, I had to take it back to the 90s, bro. I had to take it back to the 90s. I had to swing back to the 90s because Mint Condition, You Send Me Swinging. Look at that. This song, man. Honestly, man, this from the Mint Factory, I can listen to this album all the way through.
Right.
There now on the regular, there are 2 or 3 songs that I do skip, right? But that's not to say that I can't listen to this album without any skips. It's just an amazing album. And there's 50 of them. You know what I'm saying? There's 50 people in that band. This is the album that Breaking My Heart was on. Like, it's just an amazing album, bro. Shouts out to Mint Condition. Shouts out to them boys, man. And the lead singer of that joint was Babyface's brother. Nah, that's Ready or Not. My bad. That's next week's. Take that.
Yeah. So that's definitely. It's always good to kind of go back to the '90s. Classics. Get that. It's always a good vibe.
You know what I think about with this song in particularly, bro, is the night I had more than a few, and I sent this song to you, and I was like, bro, he was like, yo, I was like, this is fire. He was like, yeah, most definitely fire. I was like, I'm gonna go overboard. I was like, this is up there with Love Calls. You was like, nah, bro. I was like, have you heard it? And you was just like, have you heard Love Calls, bro?
Right. Yeah.
Bro. Yeah, but this gets heavy spins in the house, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say for me, I didn't go too far back, but it's definitely a song that's kind of been out for a while. It's the Majid Jordan, "Waiting for You." Such a vibe. You can play this cleaning the house up, running, whatever you're doing. It's just such a good vibe and song. Just the melody.
I love it.
Yeah, just
you put me on that. You put it in
oh,
the
really?
chat.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hadn't heard that to you. I added it straight to the playlist after you played it. It was 2 years ago, I think.
Yeah. It was definitely back there. Yeah, for sure. But such a great song. Let's see where we want to go with this, cause maybe we can leave that. Let's leave that part for the. I want to leave something for the end. But yeah, a lot has happened obviously within the week. So let's get to the first story.
It's the shocking moment a masked assassin gunned down the CEO of the nation's largest healthcare company. 50-year-old Brian Thompson was ambushed outside the Hilton Hotel at 54th Street and 6th Avenue at the start of the morning rush hour. The gunman came up behind the wealthy businessman, aiming a handgun equipped with a silencer. Cops say he fired once, hitting Brian Thompson in the back, Thompson staggered and tried to get away, but the killer fired again at close range.
Some sources have told me they haven't seen a silencer on a handgun like that in forever, like calling it almost like a mob hit.
He fled down this Manhattan street, Ziegfeld Alley, right by the legendary Ziegfeld Theater. Then he coolly rented a city e-bike. NYPD released these photos of the gunman buying coffee at a Starbucks 2 blocks from the hotel. He was identified by the gray backpack he was wearing. Cops nearby performed CPR as Thompson lay on the sidewalk.
So we gotta confirm male shot. Shot to the chest.
What's the bus?
They on it, they coming.
We have a description on this perpetrator.
A male, 5'10", cream jacket, black mask, black gloves.
NYPD flooded the area.
We put additional resources out. We have the drones up. We have aviation out. We have K9 out.
Police released this wanted poster offering a $10,000 reward for information leading to the assassin's capture. The assassination took place less than 200 yards from Rockefeller Center, where the star-studded Christmas tree lighting ceremony is scheduled for tonight. Thompson was shot as he was heading to a United Healthcare Investors Conference taking place inside the Hilton. 800 people were expected in the ballroom for the meeting, which was canceled by the company's top executive.
We're dealing with a very serious medical situation with one of our team members. And as a result, I'm afraid we're going to have to bring to a close the event today, which I apologize for. I'm sure you'll understand.
The motive for the assassination isn't known, but the healthcare executive's wife, Paulette, said he had received threats over denial of coverage.
She said that her husband was facing threats, didn't specify what kind or how many, but they had talked about the fact that he was facing threats previously.
She spoke to a Minneapolis TV station.
Our hearts are broken and we're completely devastated by this news.
Thompson had been with the company for 20 years and was appointed CEO in 2021.
And we will not rest until we identify and apprehend the shooter in this case.
So definitely not your usual New York, crossing, just get slapped. That was definitely a hitman.
R.I.P. to the guy. R.I.P. to the homie, right? But I got 2 thoughts on this, bro. So the reason why you're not getting any tips is because you're only offering $10,000.
Right.
This is come on, let's be for real. This is a white male, all right?
Yes, in New York.
In New York. Let's up this. They know who bro. $10,000 isn't going to get you any type of information, because $10,000 I'm going to that's not going to change. I can't even pay my get out of debt with that.
That's not even rent money in New York.
That's not rent money. You know what I'm saying? And to be classed as a snitch, $10K. Yeah. So you want to do that, you need to up that to 50, 60, 70, 80K. You know what I'm saying? Because I need to relocate my family now because I am a snitch. All right. And I need to go on a snitch list.
He went to Starbucks after. Got him
with
a coat.
With the same outfit.
Popped him in.
You know how James Bond used to do a hit?
Right.
And then he would switch out of that suit real quick.
Right.
To throw him off the trail. My boy said, I don't care about this, man. I just stood over a guy in broad daylight with a silencer. I need a large coffee. 2 sugars, hold the cream. You know what I'm saying? That's the type of time I'm on. And then they show my boy masked up with a big nose. Bro, that's any white man USA, bro. We don't know who that is.
So the thing about it is, how did he drink his coffee? He had to pull his mask down, right?
Where's that footage? You know what I'm saying?
What did he?
What are y'all doing? Y'all couldn't have waited for the footage to roll just a little bit to where he's pulling it down and then going for and then snap the picture?
Right.
Because then people will be like, oh man, that's Jeff from, wherever,
Yeah.
But y'all send us a picture of any white man USA. Bro, I don't know who that is. Never seen. I've seen 100 of them, and I've seen none of them. You know what I'm saying? Like I have like that is a default person.
Yeah,
Average height, average build, black, all black attire, book bag. Only difference is he's walking around with a 45 with a silencer on.
right.
Ready to blow your chest out. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, he looks like my next door neighbor. Like, I might have to turn him in. Get me 10K real quick. Hey, you never know.
gotta ask him, say, bro, were you on the mainland at all last week at all?
Right.
And as soon as he says, yeah, actually I was visiting people in New York. Hey, we got him.
Got him.
I on good authority. I know.
Got you.
Got you, man.
Yeah, one thing about
Just gonna leave that.
Yeah, one thing about the holiday season, right? One thing that normally is more of is travel, right?
Oh yeah.
A lot of people traveling over the holidays. You got your Thanksgiving, you got Christmas, New Year's. Everybody's
Martin Luther King Day.
Yeah, just traveling. It's such an it's such an uptick of travel. So with that, obviously, with anything, security is going to be heightened, right? It's more security, more TSA, and all of those types of things. So let's see how they're putting security up.
There is an update on that accused stowaway who investigators say snuck onto a flight from JFK to Paris last week. She was supposed to be back in the U.S. by now, but as Dick Brennan reports, she is still overseas because of another onboard incident.
57-year-old Svetlana Dali on board a return flight back to the U.S. to face the music for allegedly stowing away on a plane last week. But look what happened. She erupts and gets unruly.
Please start helping me. I don't want to go to United States.
The plane had to return to the gate, and Dali was taken off the airliner and into French custody. Authorities say she is the same woman who snuck onto a Delta flight from JFK in New York to Charles de Gaulle Airport in Paris last Tuesday, even though she didn't have a boarding pass. Sources tell CBS News she somehow evaded 2 document and ID check portions of the TSA process, but did go through an advanced imaging technology body scanner at another checkpoint. Holiday travelers on board the plane got word firsthand from the pilot.
They talked to the captain. We're just waiting for the police to come on board.
This came after passengers noticed flight attendants behaving oddly as they descended into Paris.
I heard them saying, like, we have a passenger who we think was hiding in the lavatory during takeoff. She does not have a seat. She did not have a boarding pass. And, basically she's a stowaway.
The Transportation Safety Administration says it will meet Dali at JFK when she ultimately returns to the U.S., and they'll file a civil case against her, saying TSA opens a civil case against any passenger when there is evidence that TSA regulations may have been violated.
Now, Dali could also possibly face local criminal charges when she returns to New York, but it's not clear when that might be. The TSA says the incident proves they need funding for electronic gates with facial recognition technology.
This is the type of white I want to be.
100%, bro. Do you think that you would be able to just go to the airport and get on a plane? My thing is, New York to Paris, what, about a 6-7 hour flight? She didn't have a seat. It was full. What was she doing for 6 hours?
Chilling.
Where?
Chilling. I'm scratched in the bathroom. It's my stomach. Please allow me, okay? Please allow me some time to get over this. It's a stomach bug, okay? And my issue with it is, why are we bringing her back if she don't want to come back? Someone should sit down and talk to her, man. Like she had to get up out of U.S. she might got some stuff to say. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
I had to get out of the U.S., boom, in Paris, and now they forced me back to the U.S. And then when they got close to the U.S., she was like, hold up, nah, I don't want to go back to the U.S. So, I mean, is she mentally ill? I don't know, but she might be mentally right. What kind of charges should she face? What did she do wrong? Because it's one of those things where it's like, you can't get mad at the animal for escaping the zoo.
Right.
You got to get mad at the people, at the zoo workers. Oh my God, the rhino's out. What are you going to do to the rhino? He passed through so many checkpoints, and now he's out here bucking people. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know, bro. It's a victimless crime. She hit in the, she ducked it, like, you got to ask yourself, what are we doing with TSA that this lady, this foreign lady at that, with an accent, can just duck through all of these checkpoints and hide in a back, get onto a plane and hide in the bathroom, and then fly all the way to Paris in the bathroom.
So
like,
like this is this is the part of the story that like they didn't say, right? So she hid in the bathroom on takeoff. That was it. And she was just walking around
out mingling. Yeah,
exactly. My point is, how do you do that for 6 hours?
Mingling for 6 hours is crazy.
Be like, yo, where's your seat at? You gonna sit down?
Go sit down.
There's turbulence somewhere in the flight.
And she was just holding on, riding it out. Riding it out. And it was just like, this is fine. This is nothing for me. I can brave these elements. And they like, man, that's when the flight attendant was like, man, I don't think she's supposed to be here.
Right.
And then, one black flight attendant was like, I'm going to mind my business because you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It ain't got nothing to do with me. And then the guy was like, I'm going to be a whistleblower.
Yeah, and the thing about flight attendants minding their own business turns into this right here.
At trouble on the tarmac, a woman falling asleep on an airplane during her flight. Then she woke up alone in the cold, dark cabin. She's now telling her story, and Gio Benitez is here with more. Good morning, Gio.
Hey, Michael, good morning. Yeah, it sounds like a Hollywood movie plot. Stuck on an airplane, her phone runs out of battery. She tries to use the radio in the cockpit, and she says panic sets in when just about everything goes wrong.
I thought, this is a nightmare. This is not happening.
It's the travel nightmare that became Tiffany O'Brien's reality.
And it was completely pitch black.
O'Brien traveled from Quebec City to Toronto on board an Air Canada flight earlier this month, and in a Facebook post shared by a friend, she documents her account of what happened, saying she fell asleep in an empty row, and when she woke up nearly 2 hours after the plane landed, around midnight, there were no other passengers or crew in sight. She says she was alone in the cold, dark aircraft parked far away from the gate.
It's just a sheer sense of helplessness when you feel like you're locked on this aircraft.
O'Brien says she raced to text her friend for help, but her phone, which was low on battery, soon died. Unable to charge it, she says she then headed to the cockpit to try and radio for help, but couldn't figure out how to work the device.
I'm so scared that I'm going to touch something that's wrong, but I knew I had to do something, and I found the flashlight, and I was so happy. That was the best moment ever.
O'Brien says she tried using that flashlight to signal for help to no avail, before finally opening a plane's door, writing that she then faced a 40 to 50-foot drop to the pavement below, and that she hung out the door trying to get the attention of ground crew before being rescued by a baggage attendant. In a statement to ABC News, Air Canada says that, yes, this customer was left on our aircraft after the flight. We are still reviewing this matter, so I have no additional details to share, but we have followed up with the customer and remain in contact with her. And O'Brien says she hasn't been able to sleep much since this incident, that she's having night terrors, waking up anxious and afraid that she's all alone, locked up someplace dark.
Wow.
Yeah.
You slept enough.
You're still tired?
You rested. It almost cost you your life. You get your lazy butt up. We're getting off this train. We're getting off this plane.
how much jet lag did you have?
Bro, people that can just fall asleep like that and just stay asleep are dangerous. Not to us, to themselves, apparently.
Yo, what do you think them flight attendants thought when they?
That's the thing. That's the thing. I do not think that just no one was like, hey man, get up. We getting ready to go. Get up. Like, you know how you be about to leave a kid in the room,
right?
And they think it's a joke, and you walk to the room, he's like, come on man, we leaving. All right, I'm about to turn this light off. You turn the light off, and then they wake up. All right, I'm up, and just run out. I think someone probably did that to her, but was just like, nah, I'm for real. I done woke this lady up 4 times.
Right.
I got another flight to be on. Just because I'm a flight attendant don't mean I'm just, to this plane, I got a job to do. And then, probably a bunch of people on that plane was just like, hey, man, get up. Get up. Wake up. We've landed. It's Canada. They're all polite there.
My thing is the cleaning crew. Like, after the plane lands, what was the cleaning crew doing?
Cleaning crew probably thought it was a body.
Like, nah.
Dog, it's a body.
We are almost.
No, I'm just sleeping.
We're almost off.
Dog, I can't. The 50-foot drop is what took me. Why didn't you jump? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Break both your legs. I don't know, man. That lady, she's been having trouble sleeping. I bet. I would never sleep again if I was her. What?
Yeah. And one thing, that's tough. And one thing, last month, we had the election, and one thing that we said, like, be careful, because we don't know we do know how people are going to take that. People may get very cocky with being bold and, just being able to, like, at all times protect yourself and your family.
Boys get cocky out here.
You told me to have some more curry, right?
Yeah, here.
Have some more curry?
To record your tandoori.
Do.
Caught on camera, a woman hurling hurtful and racist.
Bro, did you hear what your Tandorian?
Oh, bro, and then she shot him a double bird?
You told me to have some more curry, right?
Yeah, here.
Have some more curry?
To record your tandoori.
Do.
Caught on camera, a woman hurling hurtful and racist remarks at a couple and their children. The family was traveling home from Mexico and had just boarded a shuttle bus at LAX when a woman unleashed the disturbing outburst.
KTLA's John Fenolio spoke to the victims and joins us in the news center with more. John.
Court, Micah, we've seen countless videos of people behaving badly at the airport, but the victim in this case says the ordeal he experienced last week was totally unprovoked and deeply disturbing. We have to warn you that some of the video we're about to show you is offensive and may not be suitable for some viewers.
Your family is from India. You have no respect. You have no rules. You think you can push everyone? Push. That's what you think you are.
It's the latest racist rant gone viral. An unhinged woman unleashing a repugnant tirade on a father and his young family.
You guys are crazy.
Indian people are crazy? You told me to have some more curry, right?
At the time, I remember my hands were shaking. I was so upset, but also just floored.
Pervez Tafik recorded the incident last week on board a United Airlines shuttle bus at LAX following a trip to Mexico. He says the woman in the video was on their flight and at one point began asking their 11-year-old son whether he was from India. Later, on the bus, Tafik says the situation escalated.
She looked at our sons, the 2 younger ones, which are 4 and 8, and basically started saying, shut up, to them. Just shut up. And so, needless to say, that really made me snap. And I said, listen, you can't talk to my sons that way.
That's when he began filming the ugly incident.
You're racist towards me. I'm American.
So are we.
You're not American.
We're American because I was born here. She was naturalized. Our sons are American. We're proud of our country.
Tawfiq, a renowned photographer, says he and his family have never been treated this way. He believes the woman was drunk during and after the flight. He also says he's bothered by the fact that only one bystander spoke up for his family before United employees arrived and asked the woman to get off the bus.
Please take her off the bus. Get off the bus.
Shut up.
Get off the bus, racist.
So the takeaway for us definitively is see something, say something, stop it, try to stop it.
Yeah, it's tough, and you're seeing those cases. Obviously, we just covered some cases last week, and even this week seems like it's just more cases of that. It's no
Right
place,
on, brother.
There's no place for that.
Well, there is a place for it, and it's called America. You know, you're not gonna stop my freedom of speech. I can say whatever I want to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the only thing is that what America does not teach with this freedom of speech is consequences. You know, like you can say whatever you want, because if he was a lesser man, or if he wasn't as strong, I shouldn't say lesser man, but if he wasn't as strong as he was, as soon as you talk to somebody's kids, they lose it. Like, it's like listen, we're animals at the end of the day.
Right.
Have you ever seen the instincts of a bear when you get close to their cubs? You know, what about a lion? Well, a lioness when you get close to her cubs and stuff like that, or a gator, or, you know, any mother or, you know, protective parent to their children, you default back to that animalistic instinct to want to kick someone's ass. And it's like, if your ass is the only one there, then that's what's getting kicked. So I'm glad he didn't whip her out and do what he had to do to protect his kids. But it's like, at the moment, like, they're 8 and they're 4. Like, come on, what do they have to do with it? Like, you know, and you know, there's consequences to saying whatever you want. Now, do I find it funny? Yeah, it was funny, you know.
And you know, you are right. I said there's no place for that, and the place is America. And the one thing that we have learned is that freedom of speech gives people the freedom and the confidence to say whatever they want to. And another thing about America that we finding out that is the place for is wild neighbors.
Yeah.
This has been going on for a very long time, and this family has had about all they can take. Now they're begging for help.
My mom was bleeding in the face. Her tooth was knocked loose. She had scratches all over her chest. She was bleeding profusely. Who wants to see their parent like that? You feeling okay?
Since 2020, Stephanie Mendez's mother, Zoida, has endured unprovoked physical attacks and ongoing harassment from her neighbor, Nancy Varela.
You get no respect, you're an ugly ass.
Varela has vandalized property in the neighborhood and continues to threaten Zoida. This was captured on October 23rd.
What the?
She stole my peace, my soul.
Zoida says she is consumed by anxiety and fear, constantly worried her neighbor could strike at any moment.
I used to be like brave, so active. So since that day, changed all my life. Todo cambió.
Restraining orders have been filed against Varela, which she has repeatedly violated. And although Varela has been arrested multiple times,
she's usually released within a day or a couple of days.
That's why Stephanie took her plea to the Santa Ana City Council this week, desperately seeking help for her mother.
My family has been dealing with this for almost 5 years now, and nothing has stopped our violent neighbor. Not calls to the police, not restraining orders, not court hearings, not arrests, not jail time.
Santa Ana Mayor Valeria Mesqua issued a statement that says in part, I have full faith in the Santa Ana Police Department to thoroughly investigate and address this matter to the full extent that the law allows.
It lacks any kind of accountability. It lacks any kind of plan. What is the plan?
For now, Zoida continues to feel like a prisoner in her own home.
No tengo quien me defienda.
We did speak with the Santa Ana Police Department, and they tell us that there is an active investigation into this case. And
5 years of hell.
I'm going to be dead by the time this investigation is over, I tell you that. The mayor says she's got full faith in Santa Ana Police Department.
How?
I believe in Santa more than I believe in Santa Ana. What are you talking about? The best thing to take away from this is don't let someone beat your mother up, man. That's where you got to draw the line. Why didn't y'all jump her?
Santa Ana must have the same police force as Minnesota police force.
Yeah. We don't want to get into this. You seen this girl? She can scrap. We're police officers. We don't want to get whipped. This lady can scrap. She had her fighting clothes on, bro.
Yes.
And was calling them out by name. Come down here. I need to talk to you.
Any woman that got a big t-shirt on to her knees is in the gym.
Yeah. And they're gonna, if you come down here, she's gonna put you in the pavement, okay? And you're not gonna like it.
She's gonna squash
what they
you.
should have, what they should have done was they should have went down there and jumped her. Get your chancletas, because Spanish women love to take that shoe off and beat the snot out of this lady. That's some Spanish grandma. I blame the girl with the purple hair. Learn how to fight. Put your dukes up, man.
You had 5 years.
Yeah, you're not socking my mom out in front of me and knocking her teeth out and busting her chin up. You're not doing that in front of me. If I come home and my mom is just busted up, okay, fine. But in front of me? So you mean I'm meant to believe that she had your mom in headlock
and punching her out
and telling her you're next if you don't get your mom and go. There's no way this could happen.
Where's the rest of their family at?
Is there no males? Where's your big cousin that can fight? Like what?
Right.
This lady is running. Yeah, you know they listen. Black people and Spanish people are the same. As much like the similarities are the same. Remember when your grandma didn't have a switch close by? She would take that shoe off and just wow to the back of the head, and next thing you know, you acting right. You acting different. You know what I'm saying? So I just don't understand why they don't just, because that's so sad to see that mother like rapping from that second floor window like that, like, and let Lady Debo get drunk enough one day. She's going in their residence, bro.
What do you think she's drinking? Modelo?
Four Locos. Four Locos.
She's on them Four Locos.
She had four Locos and was ready to fight. Dog, that stuff makes you angry, bro.
It makes you loco.
It makes you loco.
Yo, that is wild.
Four Locos. They discontinued them, but she had a basement full. So she's operating off of her backstock now. And anytime she...
That's wild.
So anytime, bro. I don't know, man. Shouts out to that lady, bro. I don't understand. The real person who should be held accountable is the mayor, bro. We're a city council. We're paying our taxes. Like, our rent should be free then if we're gonna put up with this.
Right. Yeah, and yes, it's tough to see that. It's tough to see that.
Drinking a 40.
Yeah, 40 is for. Yeah, definitely them 40s. You know, she definitely looks like a 40 drinker, 100%.
Malt liquor, whole hand wrapped around that joint.
She's in Cali, so that's 100% brown bag type of chick right there.
Listen, Holmes.
Yeah.
Better get out of here, Vatos. I'm out. I'm gone. I'm gone after that. After I hear that, where are you from? Nope, done.
Yeah.
Florida. That's where I'm from, and that's where I'm going back to. I got no business out here. God, that lady looked like a fight, bro.
Yeah. Man, I was kind of like just going through training and stuff like that, and just understanding like how much like the body, as an old head, you know, I like to consider myself, especially when I go to work, I like to be, you know, the old head and stuff like that. But with that title, you know, your bones don't, your bones feel it a lot more nowadays. You're not as young as you used to be, you know, even if you think you are. And you know, just one thing that I've realized, like from the young and old and just time and stuff like that, is on your, you know, one thing is like when you have some free time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Back in the day, what you used to do, I turn on the PlayStation, play the game.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what kind of games you used to play?
NCAA.
And that's one thing. NCAA came back this year, and you know, we got to experience that. So that's definitely one game that we played back then and now when it came back. What other kind of games you used to play?
007.
Yep.
I used to get down on Scarface, Grand Theft Auto.
Right. You know, like
those are probably top ones.
Yeah, like you ever played online?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like against people, right? And
oh yeah.
Yeah. How did it feel when you lost?
That's what can I do? You know what I'm saying? You do have people that get really upset, right? When they lose. Every time you sign into a lobby, there is somebody that absolutely loses it, and they just go off, whether that be crying, whether that be screaming, racial slurs and stuff like that, or they want to fight. And then it's like, I don't have a mic, and I haven't had a mic for a couple of years now.
Right.
But when I did have a mic, what brought me the most joy was when people used to say, you know, like, I'm gonna find you, I'm gonna fight you, and I'm like,
right,
bro, no, you're not.
Yeah. Or but we have seen people fly down from New Jersey.
But I'll be ready.
Right. And but we do know that people take the game and take losing very seriously.
Yeah.
And you know, from breaking TVs, breaking controllers, it gets real on the game.
Yes, it does.
I just wanted to show this story right here.
Story tonight at 5, disturbing details of alleged child abuse. A Milwaukee man is charged, accused of throwing an 8-month-old against a wall while he was playing video games.
Fox 6's Durante Matthews joins us live. We're getting new information here, and we're sadly learning how the baby's doing, Durante.
Well, Ben, Mary, not too good. Prosecutors say 20-year-old Jalen White told detectives that he got frustrated while he was playing video games at home, saying that's when he threw the baby against the wall. Now, that baby is not expected to survive.
He does have a fairly large contusion on the right side of his head.
First responders describe the injuries.
Activity level is sluggish.
To an 8-month-old baby boy.
We're going to go to Children's.
Who they rushed to the hospital with a fainting pulse from this home on Milwaukee's northwest side last Tuesday night. Police say this man, 20-year-old Jalen White, is now charged with abusing that infant. They say it all started when White was playing video games. Prosecutors say White told detectives he got frustrated playing NBA 2K when the game got competitive. That's when detectives say White admitted to throwing the baby against the wall, saying, quote, "I heard the impact of the wall after I tossed him. It was hard. It was a loud, hard wall. Detectives say the incident happened while a female caregiver told police she was out buying marijuana. Court records show when she came back, she and White went into the bathroom to smoke. Less than an hour later, she noticed the baby's eye was swollen shut. His legs were stiff and his hands were turning different colors. She called 911 and both White and the woman were arrested after police saw the baby's condition. Prosecutors say White changed his story multiple times, initially blaming the woman.
Panicked and she bumped his head into a wall.
Before he confessed. Court records show, in addition to skull fracture, the baby also had 6 rib fractures at different stages of healing and a healing collarbone injury. He's not expected to survive. Now tonight, White is still in the Milwaukee County.
Brother, did you hear the end of that report? Turns out the kid's got a couple busted ribs that didn't happen on this day. So let me ask you something, man. What are you what is an 8-month-old doing to make you want to barbecue their ribs?
Crying. Oh my God, dog. Bro, can you imagine? Listen, can you imagine that? You're in a heated battle. You're down by 3. And all you hear in the background, wham, wham, wham. You might charge that 8-month too. You saw what Boog said. Listen, it wasn't the baby's fault that you lost. Get your skills up.
Sorry.
Get your skills up, man. But my thing is this though. Why do you this is my thing. Okay, you lose the game. You slam the controller down and then you run after the baby?
And then smoke a blunt and then say, we should call the authorities because I slammed you through the wall. What? Like, I don't, this generation is just, whatever happened to just breaking a controller? Bro, I can't act like I'm too good to say I've never busted a controller. On the USS Farragut, you know how many bro, we used to buy extras because we knew he was going to bust them.
Right.
I busted a PlayStation. I threw a PlayStation controller into the Pacific one time, dog.
Right.
Like, it was that serious. And, never once have I ever thought about picking up there's just certain things, bro. Picking up an 8-month-old that you've already busted their ribs up a few weeks ago. Like, this kid was taking abuse, man. Yeah. I thought they were talking about a football player. Like, recovering from a broken collarbone, busted ribs.
Yeah, sometimes parents just take their losses out on their kids.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, I used to have a coworker that used to take his. But you know, it's holidays.
I remember you telling me about this, homie.
It's holiday.
You telling me about this, homie.
It's holiday.
Y'all was getting off the phone.
No. No, you don't know who be watching.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's offline combo, man. That's.
Yeah. So one thing about December, Christmas is here. It's a jolly time. People spending money that they don't have, that is going to take them all year to recoup. But that doesn't matter because it's Christmas. You see the lights outside. People skipping into work. You got a couple of days off from work through the holidays and stuff like that. Do you normally buy your stuff online or do you go in stores for like your gifts and stuff?
When I was a kid, bro, that was like the best thing in the world was going to the store to buy my stuff with my parents. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it was no online. Now, nothing brings me more dread than going to the store.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like going to the store because I guess I'm just gotten to that point where I'm like, being in crowds gives me anxiety a little bit, you know, and just you just never know what can happen because this is the one time a year where everyone's gonna be outside. You know what I'm saying? So,
Right.
yeah, I tend to do it online, bro.
Yeah, I hear you. And with online, comes with its own disadvantages and things like that. So I wanted to show this story.
Market for a new Apple product this holiday season. We've got a warning for you tonight. Criminals are targeting people who've just purchased the products, and it keeps on happening. Those thieves are getting their hands on the products before the rightful owner does.
KTLA's Rachel Menitoff spoke to one of those victims and is live tonight in Glendale. Hi, Rachel.
Hi, Karine. Hi, Rick. This is a wild trend, and every time we do this story, we hear from more victims around SoCal. There seems to be someone or a group of people tracking customers' online orders either to their homes or to the Apple store itself. Tonight, we talked to a man from Glendale who says his MacBook Pro was stolen from the Apple store at the Glendale Galleria.
People are tracking these orders.
This man wants to remain anonymous, but it appears he's the latest victim of one or more package thieves. Someone knew the exact day and time that his MacBook Pro would be delivered to the Apple store, and they were able to snatch it.
I think there's a leak either on the employee side or on the Apple on their end.
Last week, we also spoke with John Shin from Lawndale, who says cameras captured a UPS driver handing over his package to a complete stranger right in front of his home. Shin followed the UPS driver and confronted him, only to be told that the alleged con artist showed him his ID. Unfortunately, the scammer got away with a brand new expensive laptop.
You know, he had some insider information somewhere where he knows that this package had a laptop in there.
A few days after Shin's discouraging encounter, Irvine police put out a public alert. They say this suspect, who looks an awful lot like the man in Shin's video, intercepted a package with a MacBook Pro on November 18th. Now to Rick Markowitz from Sherman Oaks. He heard about the recent thefts and opted for in-store pickup, but was told at the counter that someone else had already picked up his computer worth $4,000.
Said someone came in, presented an ID with your name on it, presented a QR code, and as a result, we followed store protocol and we gave him the laptop.
So, either at your house or in the store, they're gonna get it.
They're gonna get you, man. I just hope that nobody gets shot doing this. You know what I'm saying? Because if you come to my door, I'm going to assume you're going to try to come into my house and harm my family, and I'm going to have to, you know, let freedom ring, you know? So this is just, it's sometimes, man, you just got to like tip your hat to these scammers, man. This is hard work to do all that. And my question is, why don't y'all just put that, like, that knowledge into like something good? You know, right. You're slicker than a can of oil, bro. This is a good little lick.
Right.
Catch the UPS, track it down to the second. Hey, are you Joseph Shin? I sure am.
Here's my ID.
Yeah, here's my ID. You know, UPS was like, bro, I got 20 other stops. Here, man, here.
Right.
Have a good day, man. Merry Christmas. Scattered out of there. My boy's got a brand new Mac. Call me the Mac. You know what I'm saying? And took that beard and that fake hair off around the corner.
Right.
They're talking about someone who fits intercept my phone pods at my door and watch what happened to you. Nothing, man. There's nothing gonna happen to you. Because this guy, man, that guy was so savvy, bro. Like, he took that beard and wig off right around the corner. He was walking around that neighborhood like he was supposed to be there in like jammies and a t-shirt.
Yeah.
And then this coward was like, and I watched him do it. Why you ain't come out? That was the time.
Right.
I would have came out and been like, hey, man. He said he tried to chase the UPS driver down. Bro, I don't want to hear nothing about that because I'm not going to get in trouble for that. He produced an ID. That's all UPS going to want to hear. All right, cool. That's on them, man. They're getting good. They're getting good, bro.
Yeah, like you said, you know, you put that scheme into another gig that is legal. Those guys are millionaires. But you know,
those guys are millionaires.
Yeah, scammers are always gonna be a thing. That's from the beginning of time to now. And yeah, you know, speaking of scamming, here's another scammer.
Other news today, it was a heartbreaking tale. A young woman battling both leukemia and pancreatic cancer. The cops say she wasn't sick at all. They say she was faking it to rake in thousands of dollars in donations.
I want people to live. I want to live. You know, I want there to be a cure.
That's Maddie Russo, a 19-year-old college student speaking about suffering from cancer.
They found a mass on my pancreas, and I had stage 2 pancreatic cancer at just 19 years old.
She documented her treatment in a series of heartbreaking social media posts.
Before I even started chemo, I harvested my eggs with the OBGYN, and basically it's just you're kind of like freezing your eggs.
She not only claimed to have pancreatic cancer, but leukemia and a tumor on her spine the size of a football. She raised over $37,000 on a GoFundMe page. Louis Frillman was so moved by her plight, he donated $1,000.
What struck a chord with you about her story?
She was a very young person that appeared to be in a serious amount of trouble.
And your heart went out to her.
She was totally believable.
But police in Iowa have arrested her, calling it an elaborate scam. The alleged scam was first spotted by doctors who wondered about this image that supposedly showed her getting chemo. It's not the way a medical port should look. The telltale giveaways, it's not sterile and it's not secured with medical tape. Look, this is a real medical port used for cancer patients. It's easy to see the difference. I spoke with cancer patient Anna Kauer-Kovetsky.
So the chest port is actually like a little port under my skin.
We got you.
And I'm glad they did because, bro, someone very close to me, like very close to me, has cancer. And for you to be out here playing and tricking people, you know what I'm saying? Bro, you're playing around and then you can see the smirk on this little lady's face, man.
So one thing we do on the Wrap Up podcast is, you know, when we see these scammers and people that, you know, get away or whatever, we think about what should be their punishment. So my question is, say it. What should be her punishment?
Give her cancer then, if that's what you want.
Give her...
No. All right. But she should have to go through chemo. Just because. Stop playing. With people out here dying. Like,
I'm not going to give you the loo, but you're going to have to go through chemo.
Oh, I can't do it. Well, you're going to jail then.
Yes. Now give me
If you don't want... Yeah, we're shaving your head tonight.
Get
and
the clippers.
You will start chemo tomorrow. This is you, right? And then hold up the picture of her. This is you, right? Okay, well now your dream has come true.
Or give us the 40K back.
You know what? And matter of fact, give us the 40K back and then you'll be fine. Because you didn't raise a whole lot of money anyway. So you was just playing, you know? And this should be attached to your name forever. Any interview that you ever go into, be like, oh, you're that lying cancer girl, huh? All right, get on fries then. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you thought it was a real job interview. Yeah. We can't trust you. We can't trust you at the register.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We can't trust you around no type of money because I know the lengths you'll go to for it. About a bag? Girl, you'll do anything about a bag. So we got to send you to fries. You know? So
Right.
Nah, this is some diabolical stuff, man. I really just wish I could sock her right in the face for it. But that's not the country we live in as a black person. So, like, just get the money back and then just, whatever, serve your little jail time, because, it is what it is. She ain't gonna get what she deserved though.
Right.
Like when they read it back, it'll be like a year of probation or something like that, or something like that. That honestly, I just hope old dude gets his money back. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
he definitely looks like a trick. Like he looks like
he wanted okay, yeah, so I just wanted to go here real quick and
I know what he wanted. I know what type of games he wanted to play. You know what I'm saying? You said pancreatic, not breast cancer, right? So they
Right.
still in.
Hey,
They still work, right? Okay.
how my $1,000 you know
I'm gonna give you $1,000 and you could be my grandbaby. You know what I'm saying? Shouts out to Wayne.
yeah, and in this walk, you find yourself really being able to trust God, right? And that's the whole thing about this life is trusting God through everything. And let me ask you this: do you feel like God cares about you?
I know he does.
Okay. Do you feel like whatever you're going through, God can deliver you through it?
He delivers every time.
Right. And no matter what it is, no matter how, if I'm going through something, no matter, and I tell you, like, man, I'm afraid of clowns, right? And you say, man, that's crazy, dude. Like you old. And I just say, man, like I want God to deliver me through this.
Right.
He can do that, right?
Right. Yeah.
Right. And he cares because you care.
Absolutely.
Right. So earlier this week, I saw somebody, just kind of break down and just say, like, I want God to help me through this situation and really deliver him through something. And I really hope that God hears his prayer and delivers him through it. So I want to show you his part. You may know this guy.
Okay.
What can you say about just the way that you guys fought back?
Yeah, it's tough for any team to win when you have two defensive touchdowns that the quarterback gave them. Defense played good, offense played well. I didn't do a great job.
JAMEIS, Jerry, coming back to Denver, obviously a lot of emotion.
This win for him, but I'm happy that he had a career day. I'm happy that he did amazing, but he's an amazing receiver.
He said that the first throw wasn't a scripted play. Your second read on the first play.
He made some big plays. I got to play better. That's the biggest thing.
So, JAMEIS, did you apologize to the team?
Yeah, I did. It was my fault. Like there's evidence. I had two touchdowns by the defense, pick sixes. Yeah, I've been here before. I got to play better. I am.
Moving forward, I mean, what do you do to try not to do those kind of things?
You get better. You make the play when it matters most. That's what great quarterbacks do. They make the play.
When you say you've been here before, does that make it more frustrating? Because obviously, you think you're a better player. You think you become a better player, a better quarterback.
Yeah, I am. I am a better player. But in times like this, it's an opportunity to continue to glorify the Lord even through the toughest circumstances. I know I'm better than this. I know I'm just praying for the Lord to deliver me from pick sixes. Like that's not me. Like a phenomenal game.
The GOAT, what can I tell you?
And that's when they say, just put all your burden on the Lord.
Mm-hmm. Whatever it may be.
Whatever it is.
Take it to the cross. You may think like, oh, God don't want to hear about this.
He does.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Lord, deliver me from pick sixes. You know, I used to pray all the time, Lord, deliver me from these incompetent coworkers. And now my coworkers are just, it's a dream at work.
Look at God.
Look at God working. God, see, it's so, man, listen, whatever you think, you know what I'm saying? I ask God to deliver me from my demons, right?
Right.
There's a lot of people in my life that aren't here anymore. You know what I'm saying? So there isn't anything that you can't, yeah.
I'm glad you're here though.
Right, exactly. You know what I'm saying? Because he could have delivered me from myself. You know what I'm saying? And right. And I could have said, hey, deliver me from my demons. And he could have been like, go look in the mirror. Okay. So, yeah. Deliver me from the pick sixes, man. Let's all keep Jameis in our prayers. Because he probably is the best quarterback in the league right now.
Hey, I hear you.
I
hear you. And maybe so. Hey, who cares about stats?
Right. He threw for 500 yards.
What happens if
4 touchdowns?
What happens if Jameis next game have the best game in NFL history?
He could. He was 21 yards away from throwing the most yards ever in a game.
Then that would have meant that he got delivered.
I've been delivered? Yes. Yes. Like that could happen, and I want it to happen. I'm just not going to. It just depends on who they play, because this is the Browns. All right. So yeah.
Yeah, and Jameis is definitely a great human being, and I think a lot of people have been seeing that, especially when he got, put into the starting role, when it's easy to kick a man while he's down.
Yep.
But you didn't see that. He's just a high character guy.
He took the high road with the Deshaun Watson thing. They booed him when they carted him off, but he took the high road.
Yeah. And one thing that we just wrapping up, and one thing that you kind of learn just from what he's saying, it's just like, through it all, even when it's a rough week, hey, life is still good. God is still here. Like I'm where I'm at. Like wherever, like obviously he's in the NFL, millions of dollars and things like that. Like how bad is life, right?
Right.
But just from a standpoint of like us and things like that, when we have a bad week, it's just like, bro, like even through all of this, like thank God for me even going through this situation of whatever that may be. It's just like thank God for that, because it could be worse. I could be
infinitely worse.
And like we always say, it's just like somebody would love to have that problem.
Right.
And
that's the truth.
Yeah, it's I saw something that said it kind of went like your surroundings is so crucial, right? So I'm paraphrasing, but it was basically talking about like when you fall, right?
Mm-hmm.
The fall is not what hurts. It's the impact, right? So if you fall, but somebody catch you, what? It's no impact, right? It's a soft landing. Someone made sure that the impact wasn't hard. And that's kind of like one thing that you kind of see with cats like this when high vis job, high vis life, social media dogging him this week. You can tell that he has a great support system. One is it starts within you, right? Like individually, yeah, individually, you have to be grounded, right? So shouts out to JAMEIS, and then shouts out to his support system. And you can tell, they say like you can always tell a person's support system by by where they're at in life. And because you're always gonna go through hard times, and whatever that may be through the seasons and the years that you have. But what's the difference is and I think I had shared this story with you when I was becoming DAPA for the command, drug, alcohol, and abuse coordinator, that through the training you had to go through AA meetings, right? And you start talking and looking at some of these cats that's in there, and you're like, hey,
I do this.
Like, bro, you're no different than I. Like, but the difference is like support systems and like grounded, right? Like, so like, yeah, a person that went through the same thing that I did, that's strung out, probably didn't have the same support system that I did, or grounded in God, whatever that may be. And so a lot of times, like even with that, I try to remind myself of those experiences and try to offer grace a little bit more. Obviously I'm getting better at that, and that's still a work in progress with me. But just in general, just like helping people and like helping myself realize that, like, hey man, we all are battling something.
Right.
Like you're battling something. And
nobody has it just pure. That's why you have to let these kids be kids.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or they are just consumed with, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. And one thing, like just support systems and stuff like that. Yeah, it's like whoever is your, like, like whoever's in your team, like it has to, and I kind of say this for myself, because you kind of look at your life and look at like who you're around. And like you, I think you had text me not too long ago, like whatever you consume, and that's something that we've learned this year even more. Like whether that's your diet, whether that's like your eyes, your ears, like your mouth, like whatever you consume, man, it's so big, so important.
That's gonna be my last word.
Yeah, my bad, but
no.
Take it from there. We just we ending it, and what you got for the people to get us through to next Wednesday?
Well, piggybacking off of what we were talking about earlier, what you consume mentally and physically is so important. So watch what you consume, or what you're watching will consume you. Peace.
So let me ask you this, like, because a lot of times we look at that as a stay away, basically like stay away from like negative things, junk food and you just all of that stuff, like porn and all of that, like easy. Those are easily identifiable things, right? So eyes,
Right.
as a man, as a, not even a man, like as an adult. Okay,
Right.
boom. Let me stay away from porn. Let me stay away from the dark side of IG and Twitter and stuff like that, right? And when it comes to the diet, like, okay, yeah, let me make sure that I'm not eating McDonald's on a daily basis. But like when you consume consumables, like
Right.
how do we take that into a positive way? Like what does that mean when you say like
Well,
watch?
I
Yeah.
think I think more or less what I mean, like the consumables for me is like what I'm consuming to take me further, or take me to another level, right? And I think it's important to watch what you're consuming and try to, like, so on that standpoint, if you're looking at a situation, try to consume both sides so you aren't so you don't speculate an opinion based off of one side, right? So that's one side of it. And then you don't want to let the gym consume you, right? You don't want to just, you know what I mean? Because you will lose, people can lose who they are in the gym. You don't want to let uh, partying, leisure time, going out and having a good time, define who you are. You don't want to let staying in and missing a good time define who you are. So me, I'm a very neutral person. So I always, in my mind, what that means is watch what you consume, or what you consume, or what you're consuming will, or what you're watching will consume you. So don't get too high on the highs or too low on the lows. Don't lean all the way this way or all the way that way. You want to try and stay even keel. You know what I'm saying? Like, because too
So
much of anything is a bad thing. And that's what I'm saying.
right. So life is about trying to stay
Balance.
neutral, balanced as possible, but we all know that that's almost impossible.
Right.
It's a very hard thing to do. It comes with a lot of planning, right?
Yes, work at it. Yep.
Yeah, and so I would say, how do you kind of stay balanced? What's the formula of staying balanced, and even when balance comes, like if you're having a balanced life, does that mean that you don't get down, or you don't have lows, like, or
Well,
highs?
yeah, I think that when you're balanced, I think that when I hit my lows, it's easier for me to come out of them because I'm already halfway there. You see what I'm saying? So so if I'm in the middle, I'm only moving the bar just a little bit to the left. You know what I mean?
Right.
Whereas if I'm all the way to the left and something hits me, that could send me rock bottom. That could send me out. You know what I mean? If I'm already up, all the way up, and something good happens to me, no one's gonna be able to talk to me because I'm gonna be like, yeah, this was what I was destined to be. You know what I mean? And it's going to negatively affect my ego. You know what I'm saying? It's going to inflate my ego. So I try to stay right smack dab in the middle, like you said. And so that way, when something good happens to me, I can remain humble. And when something bad happens to me, I can remain optimistic. But that's me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
and that's why I said it, because it works for me. And it may work for somebody else. You know
Right.
what I
Yeah.
mean? When something bad happens to me, I have emotions. I'm human. But I'm able to remain optimistic because I am always in the middle. When something good happens to me, it's easy for me to be humble because I'm always in the middle. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not um, I'm not ever too high or too low, you know.
Mm.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, is kind of hearing that and just my thought process, because I would say probably the last 2 weeks, has been a little hard for me. I don't know if it's just I think emotionally has been hard for me. Mentally has been hard. And I don't know if it's safe to stay middle anymore. Like I hear you, like life is about balance, right? And trying to stay as so when you do get high, you just you high, and
Right.
life is just life, and then like you get a little low. It's not about getting to rock bottom or whatever the case may be. um but I don't know about staying balanced anymore, like because I think sometimes you teeter with the low meter, if that makes sense. Like if you're high and you go and something knocks you off your course, it's like, okay, I'm middle, I'm at zero. So it's almost just like going forth, like it's the best way to live it is being on the positive end of zero. So when you do get knocked down, which life is gonna do to you, it's just gonna get you, but you're never gonna go low or too negative.
I see what you're
saying. So I don't know, because I'm kind of going through it, and I'm kind of going through it right now, where it's just like I'm just, and maybe it's just the cold mornings,
No, I see what you're saying, and I think you're saying what I think you're saying what I'm saying better. So my scale isn't 0 to 100 and then 0 and then negative. Mine would be probably 50 to 100 and then 50 to 0. You know what I'm saying? So if something happens to me to bring me all the way up to 100, and then something knocks me down to 40, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm never going to 0. You know what I mean? Like I could, because
what does 0 look like though?
Rock bottom.
So you would say
Like,
0. So 0 is rock bottom.
Right. And 0 is a level I don't ever want to go to, because here's the thing. There can always be new highs, and there can always be new lows.
Yeah.
You can hit rock bottom and you'd be like, all right. And then it's like, no, there's more. You know what I'm saying? So I just try to catch myself before I try to snap myself back out of it. I give thanks. I display gratitude before I get to that rock bottom. I thank God for my problems. Like before I get to that 0. You know what I'm saying? Because if I let myself, anybody, all of us can let themselves, because here's the thing. Think of a guy who's on top. And then good stuff just keeps happening. You know who that happened to? P. Diddy. And then he just started thinking like, I can't be, I am God. You know what I'm saying?
Well, like let's take it to another example. Like let's talk about somebody that's just high, that's grounded.
Okay, with that support system, you're saying about.
I mean, Denzel has been high for the longest, and he's a very grounded man. So I haven't really seen. I mean, we haven't really seen him. As in, like, he's so high to where he's not a humble guy anymore.
Right. He talked about his low, his rock bottom. He said that he was shooting up crack.
Right.
You know, I think that he's getting to the end now, right? As far as his acting career, because he was very adamant that he didn't want to be in the Morgan Freeman role. You know what I'm saying? Like old black man. You know, so he was talking about like early on, like he was, you know, he was that was rock bottom, was shooting up crack. But to your point, if he did not have a foundation around him, if he did not have a support system around him, that would have consumed him. You know? So
or
yeah, I
or him just being a grounded person in general, because I do think it starts, and I do think that it's you, the individual, that matters
right.
the most.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just who is in you, not on you. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't fake that. Like you can't cheat the process. You know what I mean? It is and that was a very good analogy, because Denzel is at the pinnacle, and then I read somewhere today that Gladiator 2 was his highest grossing career film of his career, and it's like, what?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like he's still out here doing it at a high level, you know? So, I mean, him being able to be grounded for this long and navigate through this world navigate through this Hollywood world, that was a perfect, you know what I mean?
Right.
Because I used a Maniac for
right. Yeah.
Yeah, but
yeah,
man.
Yeah. Do you one last thing I wanted to ask you?
Yeah.
Do you think that we are? What do you think about? What is your thought process on expectations? Like when you hear that word, what do you think of?
So there's there's two types of expectations. There's expectations that you set forth by yourself, and there's expectations that are set by society. And society's expectations are a thief of joy. You know what I mean? Because expectations are a lot like comparisons.
Mm-hmm.
If you're too busy comparing yourself to other people and what they've accomplished in the same amount of years that you've been on this earth, or the same amount of time that they've been at this job, and you'll never be able to truly accept your blessings. You'll miss them because you're counting other people's blessings, and you don't know what they did to get there, or how you know what I mean? So I think those expectations are bad. Expectations you put forth for yourself can be used as a tool, a motivation tool. It's like, I am setting a high expectation for myself because I expect better for myself, and I am going to do that. And that's just what I expect out of myself.
So where do you put in the category? So you just name me two categories: self and society. Where do you put expectations that let's just say people, not necessarily society, and your expectations on people? Like, where do you put, what category do those go in? Or is that a thing? Should that even be a thing?
Yeah, I think so. I think you can have expectations of people, like they have to be discussed. You know what I'm saying? Like if like they have to be discussed. Like if I expect something from like if I'm a coach and I expect something from a player, like I have to voice that and say, hey, listen, this is what I expect out of you on this play. This is your assignment, and that's what I would like to see going forward. That is the expectation in this situation. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I mean, like expectations from people are, yeah, I think that but they have to be communicated, because a lot of times if you have an expectation and then that's just in your mind, it can make you mad or perturb you if you don't communicate that specifically and clearly to the other party, because it happens a lot in marriages. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh yeah, I have this expectation for you to do this, but you didn't tell me that, sweetheart. And it's like, yeah, but I just expect for you, sweetheart, you have to tell me that. Or husband, you're supposed to tell me that. You're supposed to tell me that you don't like well done steak, whatever the case may be. So
Right.
it is, yes, you can have expectations for people. I just think that they have to be clearly communicated. This is how I like my steak cooked, honey. I expect for this to be the standard from now on. So
Makes sense. So you would put it. So you're saying people expectations that it goes into self expectations, like the category, not society.
Yeah, societal expectations have nothing. They literally have nothing to do with us.
Right.
Because you're trying to live someone else's life. I feel like.
Yeah.
At that point, it's like, because it's almost like, man, well, how he get this, and man, he ain't been, and he don't do. You're trying to live someone else's life. We don't know what they have done. We don't know what they have prayed for. We don't know what they have, like that. That may lead them to hell. You know what I'm saying? Like, that promotion that they just got may lead them down a path that was not intended for you. Like, so we only look at it from a surface level and it's so hard not to do that. It's so hard with the societal expectations to not do that and look at situations and be like, I know I'm better than him, man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Hey, I gotta change my perspective. I don't know what he did to get where he's at. It is what it is, So, but yeah.
Yeah, man, that's definitely well put. Appreciate everyone for stopping through episode 57. And we will see y'all next Wednesday. All right.
Love y'all, man. Love you, bro. Peace,
yes.
man.
No pressure. Look how God done bless you. Wonder why I'm feeling extra. Say what it do, what the business is.